All right. So, I want to start this thing. Do you want to build a. No. No, 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 no. So, finally, you guys will have to excuse me. First off, fully aware of this thing. Ugh. And, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold. Speaking of cold, finally got around to watching Frozen just now. I know it's kind of old news, but with how you can't get away from Frozen at all, it's just all over the internet. I finally had to give it a shot. The movie's really good. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'd say it's a good movie. I had a couple issues with it. My biggest issue is what the hell happened to Hans? Hans was such a likable character for like the first half of the movie. Oh, speaking of which, there's going to be a lot of spoilers here. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It's going to be spoiler heavy because I don't want to tiptoe around it. Hans was such a likable character that I was actually kind of rooting against Kristoff for like the first half of the movie. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, they're gonna turn him into a villain. Yeah, they're gonna turn him into a villain. But every time they cut back to Hans, he was such a cool character. He was like down to earth, and then all of a sudden, just like that, he became evil for about like 10 minutes. They turned him evil. I was like, what the hell? Normally they foreshadow a little bit. I kind of could tell when Anna started hanging around with Kristoff a lot. I was like, well, she can't have two love interests. There's not going to be like a civil, everyone shaking hands. Okay, let's all just decide calmly who's gonna, hook up with Anna. But just like that, they turned him into a villain. Like it was like they flipped a switch because even at one point, it was like, oh, I'm so glad you're alive, Anna. Flipped a switch. He even said, the cheesy line, the "You're not gonna get away with this. I already have." Even before he said it, I knew that's what he was gonna say. Who else? Actually, I think all the villains in this movie were likable at first. Even the giant, goofy snowman. What did he do? He grabbed them and he threw them out and he said, "Go away." I was like, that is adorable. So even when he turned evil and he started chasing them, I was like, don't kill the snowman. The snowman's awesome. And what did they do? They chop off his leg and throw him off a cliff. The snowman was not a bad guy. I enjoyed the snowman. Who else? Kristoff actually kind of creeped me out a little bit. I mean, the whole thing with the voicing his reindeer's, thoughts. It kind of struck me as creepy. I was seriously rooting against Kristoff for the first half of the movie. I was like, please let her end up with Hans. Good guy Hans, not bad Hans. Bad Hans didn't make any sense. One thing I will give to this movie is, even though you can't escape the Let It Go, parodies all over the internet, there's just everywhere. Like, I was like, oh, I'm going to be sick of this song before it even starts. The song is wonderful. It was probably the highlight of the movie. When, what was her name? I already forgot it. It's Elsa or something. But if I don't recall it correctly. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's Elsa. Elsa was a cool character. Get it? I kind of wish they spent more time on her because the main character of the movie is pretty much Anna. And, but Elsa rocked the hell out of that Let It Go song. That was probably my favorite scene when she just goes nuts. Even though I know it's been expressed before that Elsa's powers are kind of foggy. Like, I get it if she's able to create an ice dress on her, but how is the ice dress able to strip off the dress she has underneath? Not to be perverted or anything, but she goes from having this thing that covers her entire being to having this blue dress, cuts off here, and her other dress isn't underneath it or anything. I don't know. I know they would probably spoil it to have a sequel, but I think they should have a sequel that has more of the two sisters together. Because, I mean, the whole point of the movie is that these sisters were really close, have been kind of torn apart just from Elsa trying to protect Anna from her powers. So I would like to see the two of them together. Olaf, the comic relief character, did not overstay his welcome as much as I thought he would, because I saw the toys everywhere, and I'm like, oh, this character's gonna be annoying. And he was not terrible. I like how the whole plot point was that he didn't know that snow melts. Yeah, he wasn't all torn up about it once he found out. If anything, if anything, he was completely just cool with everything. Cool, get it? Maybe that was the plot point, is that he was just cool with whatever came by. The rock gnomes were a little weird. Were they rock gnomes or rock trolls? They were rock trolls, weren't they? Oh, here's something. What happened to the parents? I mean, was there a split second where I guess they drowned or something? I think the parents were just killed by plot convenience. I mean, I know that happens in almost every Disney movie, but geez, it's like the parents are there just as exposition and then killed off. Overall, though, I thought the movie was very good. The soundtrack was great. The animation was beautiful. It looked like Pixar, even though it's not. There was honest trailers that said Disney finally learned how to make a Pixar movie. Oh, the whole twist. Major spoiler ahead if you haven't clicked off here by now. The true love twist was actually very cleverly done. The entire time of hearing about this movie, it was like the whole "these princesses don't need no man" movie, and I'm just like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, okay, Anna is kind of torn between two men at this point. Where's the "don't need no man" message? And the whole true love being between the sisters, I thought was brilliant. I really thought that was fantastic. Um, and it's just, it was perfect. I mean, Anna still ends up with Kristoff. And as much as I loved Elsa, she was not the main character of this movie. Anna was the main character of this movie. So the main character still finds her compatible partner. I don't want to say true love, because the true love, I guess, was between the sisters. I thought that was fantastic that they didn't have a true love have to be a romantic. They didn't have to have true love be considered as romance. True love can be just family. Yeah. So I actually thought the movie was pretty good. I probably will buy it. And yeah, let me know how I did at my first movie review. I kind of had to shoot this the second I saw it, so I didn't give this thing time to heal. You were probably staring at this the entire time. It's a grass. And, I'm all nasally and coldish, but overall, the movie was good. I'd give it a shot. If you haven't watched it, then do so. Anything else about this movie I want to talk about? Kristen Bell played Anna. Kristen Bell's hot. I like Kristen Bell. I didn't know anybody else who's in this movie. No, I've heard of Adele Dazeem. As if that joke hasn't been done before. Should about do it. Oh, before we go, nickturcio.com. Like, comment, subscribe, Twitter, Facebook. I'm thinking about getting an Instagram and Tumblr started. Cool.